Last section of this unit. So you're going to think this is the easiest unit ever. 7.3 is talking about parallelograms, so kind of putting together the relationships of those angles from parallel lines. So, super easy. Parallelograms are made up of two parallel lines and another two parallel lines. And they create these four angles in the corners. And those angles, opposite ones, are congruent. So if you know angle A, then the same thing as angle C. If you know angle B, the same as angle D. Next ones, if these are on the same parallel line, okay, these two angles add up to make 180. So you can set up the equation A plus B equals 180 and solve for your missing one. So those are called adjacent angles because they're in adjacent spots on your parallelogram. Okay, the next stuff you know, each side on the parallelogram, the opposite ones are equal. So like this and this, those are equal. So AB equals DC. And then AD equals BC. And we can mark those with those straight lines to mark that they're equal. So that's everything on that first shape. If you look at this second shape right here, the two lines that intersect make some cool relationships. So first of all, each half of the line is equal. So if you know this half is the same. Okay, that does not mean this is equal to this. Okay, they have to be on the same line. So this half equals this half. You know that the same about these two. Those are also equal. So you can say, like, if this is 5, then you know this is 5 also. Just filling it in. If you know the whole way across, then you know this is half of it. So if you knew DB was, let's say, 20, then you know EB, just that half distance, is 10. Same goes for the opposite way. If you know EB is 10, then you can know this whole thing is 20. And again, don't mix it up with this equaling this. It has to be on the same line. Okay, let's see anything else. Oh, this angle creates an alternate interior angle, so those are equal. So like if this is 60, then you know this one is 60 also. So pretty cool there. Same thing happens with these corners, or with, we just did those, or with these corners. You can flip them. So you can move this degree to over here if you need it. Let's see, and the last thing, this is kind of cool. This parallelogram with these lines in it create triangles. And those triangles, remember, 3 angles in a triangle make 180 degrees. So let's say you know this one, and you know this one, and you need to know this one. Okay? You can say angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees. And then you can work backwards to figure out the one you need. Sometimes they're going to give you those as x's, but as long as you have all 3 angles marked, you can still solve for that x value. Okay, so let's try a practice problem. So number 1, we know opposite angles are congruent. So you can say that 55 equals 5x plus 15 because they are congruent. So you subtract 15, then you just solve for x by dividing. So we get x equals 8. If they wanted you to find angle U, you would plug it back in. Super easy. Okay, this one here is one where you'll have to know about those angles being equal. So if this one is this angle here, remember we can switch it over to over here. And then we've created a triangle of angles. So 77 plus 4x plus 12 plus 5x plus 10 equals 180. You solve it, we get 9x plus, let's see, 99 equals 180. So we subtract the 99, and we get 9x equals 81. So x equals 9. And they want you to plug it back in to get angle CDA. So how you find this angle, CDA, means you want this whole thing. So we know that this one is 5x plus 10, and then we know this one is the same over here, so 4x plus 12. So 5x plus 10 and 4x plus 2 equals angle CDA. And look, there's that measure again. So we get 45 plus 10 plus 36 plus 2, which is, some quick math here. Let's see, 55 and 38. So we get 93. Definitely check my work because that could be wrong. But we get that as our measure, and we put a little degree marker for the angle. Now, there's a couple different ways you could have gone about this problem. If you noticed right away that we wanted angle CDA, these two angles make 180. So you could have said 77 plus CDA equals 180. Shortcut all of that work, and you get the measure as, let's see, subtract 77, so we get a 3 there, and we get a 10 there. See, this is what happens when I do math in my head. Let's see. What did I do wrong here? I'll find the error later. Anyways, so that's a much simpler problem, but sometimes it's hard to see that. So there's a couple different ways to go about it. So just know that there's a couple different approaches to each problem, and you'll do great on this.